Hi everyone, my name is Andy Robertshaw. I gave you a hint on the last video about greater than killer Sudoku puzzle number 27397. That's 27397. What you can now see on the screen is where I got to last time after the hints I gave. Somebody has asked me if I can finish off solving the puzzle, so that's what I'm going to do on this one. So 12 there is 4 and 8. Let's remove 4 and 8 as candidates for this 19. I can't have a 4 there, so that 7 cannot be 3 and 4. Right, so let's have a look at some other things. So I got an 8 here in my last one. So my 213 cages must be 4, 9 and 6, 7, one way round or the other. So that means 4, 6, 7, 9 between those 4 cells and 8 there. I can remove the 6 there then, and the 4 as well. I've got 1, 2, 3 and 5. 1, 2, 3, 5 between these other 4 cells, because that's all I've got left in this column once I put the 2 sums of 13 in there. But this cage is at least 8, and the only way I can have that being at least 8 is having a 3 and a 5. So those 2 are 3 and 5, and I can eliminate 3 and 5 from the top and bottom cells in this column. Right, let's have a look next at this 8 cage. It can't be 3 and 5, and it can't be 1 and 7. That only leaves 2 and 6 as candidates for this one. So I can't have 2 or 6 elsewhere in the column. I will fill the rest of this box in now I'm here. So I've got 2, 3, 5, 6. So I've got 1, 4, 7, 8, 9 still to come. I've got a 7 there already, so just 1, 4, 8 and 9 for that one. But 8 is greater than that pair, so I couldn't have 8 or 9 in that cell. So let's look at this one now. If I don't have a 1 as one of these two, the least I could have is 4 and 7. 4 plus 7 is 11. So it's not less than 11, so I couldn't get away without a 1 there, so I can remove 1 from all the other cells in that box. I've got my 4 there now, it's the only candidate for this one, so let's remove 4 elsewhere in the box, and let's remove 4 from that one as well. So this is at most 7, that cell is 1, 2 or 3. This is 7, 8 or 9, so I need 4, 3 or 2 respectively to partner that to make up the 11. I observe as well, since this cell cannot be 8, my 8 must be one of those 3 in this box. So, in fact, I've got an 8 there already. All I can do is eradicate the 8 from that one. Let's look at the 15. 2, 3, 4, 9. Well, 2, 4 and 9 are the trio of numbers that add up to 15, so no 3 there. And these 2 cells, I've got a 2 and a 6 in the box now. So they are 3 and 5 between them. So I can remove 3 and 5 as candidates from elsewhere in this... 3 and 5 from elsewhere in this row. And the 2 that would have gone with the 5 to make up that 7. Right, I'm going to look at this 28 now. 2 ways to make 28 out of 4 numbers. 4, 7, 8, 9, or 5, 6, 8, 9. So, nothing less than 4 to go in there. I've got 5 and 9 in this box, so I couldn't have 5 or 9 there. So now something interesting I've spotted. 1s and 2s. If I look for 1s in this box and this box, I've got to have a 1 as one of those two and a 1 as one of those two. So that means this box and this box have a 1 in rows 5 and 6 between them. So in this box, I need a 1 in the top row. But I've got a 1 in this column already. So the only place for a 1 in this box is there. And on the 2s, I've got a 2 in row 5 or 6 in each of these boxes. So again, the 2 must be one of those in the top row. And now the only possibility is a 2 in row 4, column 1. Okay, so that's good. So look at my 20 cage now. I've got 1 plus 2 plus 2 others to make 20. The only way I can do that is have 8 and 9 between those two. But I've got a 9 here in this column. So I must have an 8 there and a 9 there. So I've got to eliminate 8 from that. So 6 and 8 that way round for that 14. I'll eliminate 9 elsewhere in this row. And I can eliminate 8 from these two in the 28 cage. So something else interesting. If you remember, the 8 was 4, 7, 8, 9, or 5, 6, 8, 9. In fact, it's on the screen the two ways you can make 28. So I've definitely got an 8 and a 9. In fact, we can take this a step further. I've got to have an 8 or 9 as part of my 28. I've got a 9 in this box already. So my 8 and 9 must be between those two, but I can't have a 9 there. So that means I've got an 8 in this one and a 9 in this one. So if I look at my 11, I can't have the 8 there or the 3 that would have gone with it. I can't have the 9 there or the 2 that would have gone with it. So I've got 4 and 7. I'll do some eliminating now, but I will come back to this in a second. So that 13 is 6 and 7. This 13 must be the 9 and 4. Can't have a 7 in either of those. Can't have a 4 as at any of those. Can't have an 8 in that one. So 9 and 8 that way round. So I've got my 9 in this box. I can't have a 9 there. I'm left with 1, 2, 3, 5, 6 as the last few there. So let's come back to this one now. 9, 8 is 17. I need 11 between those two. It must be 4 and 7. So let's get rid of the 6. So I've got a 4 in this column. I cannot have a 4 in this column. So I've got 2, 9, and 4 there. So I've got my 2 in this row. I can eliminate those. I've got a 1 in this row now. Eliminate 1 from elsewhere in that box. And the 2's got to go at the top. Not there. This 5 has to be 2 and 3 because the 1 and 4 option is taken with the 4 there. So not a 3 there. So 5 and 3 that way round. Okay, I'm going to now fill in these 3. I've got 1, 5 and 6 between those 3, but I've got a 1 in this box already, so the 1 on the top, 5 and 6 are those two. That leaves me with 3, 4, 7 between those, but I've got a 7 there, so that one has to be a 7. And these two are 3 and 4 between them. And this one, the only number I've got left to go in that column is a 6. So what else can I do? I've got a 9 in this box, so they're 1 and 8. I'll have a look at this top box now. So 1, 3, 5, 8 between the remaining 4 cell. I've got 6 and 7 there, so 1, 3, 5, 8 between the rest. But I have a 1 in this row, so 3, 5 and 8 between those. I've got an 8 as one of those two, so that one is just 3 or 5. I'm looking at this inequality now, so this has to be greater than 15. Even if I've got my smallest possible value of 3 and 5 there, I've got a total of 17. 8 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5 is 17. So I have served that inequality in effect. No more worries about that. I've got a 4 in that row already. Let's look at this one. So I've got 3, 5, 6, 9 still to go in this row. 3 or 5 there, so the 6 and 9 are 2 of those. So I cannot have the 6 and 9 within this 19. Right, so what else have we got? I've got a 4 next to this 7, next to this one now. So that's 7 and 4 that way round. Because I've got a 7 there, this is 6 and 7 that way round. I know I need a 7 as one of those two, but I don't know which. Okay, so let's have a look. What could I have here? Well, it's not 1, 2, 6 or 9. So not 1, 2 or 9 straight away, and the 6 is in the top row there. So not 1, 2, 6, 9. That's 3, 4, 5, 7, 8. I've got a 6 in that row already, in fact. So those two are 3 and 5. So 3, 5 and 6 can all go from there. I'm left with 4, 7 and 9 as the bottom 3 there. So 3 and 5 already in place there. So not 3 or 5 there. That's 2 and 6. So here I could have 2, 3, 5 or 6 in the row, but not a 2 in that cell because I've got a 2 there. Right, could I get away with 30? I've either got 9, 4 or 9, 7 there. Could I get away with 9 and 4 for 13? If I got that, then I'd have to have minimum 7, 2, 3 there, 12. So 7, 2, 3 I would have there with 4 and 9. I'd have to have 1 and 6 there and no candidate left for that. So a bit more slowly, if I've got 4 and 9 between these two, that's 13. I've got 7 there. I could only have 5 between those two, so I'd have 3, 2. So 4, 9, 7, 3, 2. My only option left for the 7 is 1 and 6 then. I've got nowhere to put the 5 in this box. So, in fact, the 5's got to be one of those two. So I know that those two are 7 and 9 between them, with a 4 there. Once again, whatever I put there, I've got 16 there. I've got a maximum of 15 there now. I have served this inequality. Okay, let's see. I've got a feeling we're really getting there now. So let's have a look at this 19 cage. 3 plus 5 would be 8. I could have 5 and 6 there, as things stand. So, in fact, I couldn't. If I've got 3 plus 5 there, for my 11 I'd need 5 and 6 there. So I would have a 5 as one of these, and a 6 for one of these, and no candidate for that one. So I cannot have 3 and 5 there. I must therefore have a 7 there. In fact, I've got a 7 in that row already. I know this one is a 7. So that's not a 7, it's a 9, 7 there. Okay, let's continue with this cage. 7 plus 3 is 10, and I need 9 to go with it. I could have 8, 1 or 3, 6. 7 plus 5 is 12. I'd need 7 there. I couldn't use the 5 again. If I got a 5 there, I can't have another one there. So I don't have any way to make 7 between this one and this one without using the 5. So in fact, I've got a 3 there. So let's eliminate 3s from elsewhere. So to make up my 9, I would have to have 8 and 1 between those two. And that makes this 7, 2 and 5. So 3 and 6 between those two, 6 and 2 there. I've got 5 and 9 in this column, that's a 6. So only one left to go in that column. So that's a 3, a 2, a 3. I've got a 5 there for eliminating the 3. Eliminate 5s, I've got 8 and 1, so 4 there, 8 there. I've got my 9 in this row already, so that's 5 there, 9 there. So I've got 3 and 7 to go between those two, but already got the 7 there. So let's put those in. So that's not a 3, I've got 6 there, 3 there. What could I have here? 5 and 9. What could I have here? 2 and 6, but I've got a 6 there. So 6 and 2 that way round. So not a 6 there, but not a 6 there either. I've got pair 5, 9 there, so that's not a 5. It's also not an 8. That's a 4. So 3, 4, 5, 3. I've got an 8 in that row, so 8, 1, 2, 1, 6, 2, and 5, 6. So it only leaves me with this 4 square now, but these 4 are greater than this one. 1 plus 6 plus 4 is 11, so I need a 9 there to make it greater than 19. So I've got 5, 9, and 5. And I thought that was... I've still got to do these two. So I've got to have a 5 there because I've got a 3 in the column. And a 3 there because I already had a 5 in that column. Okay, well that's that. Hopefully that was helpful. I think the hard bit was the first bit. But thank you for watching.